And now it's time for totally 100% certified authentic news with your host, Joey Young. Coming to you deep in the heart of Texas with all the up-to-the-minute news you need to know. And now, here's your host, Joey Young.
Hello there, children.
Chef, what would a priest want to stick up my butt?
Goodbye.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second episode of TOPCAT News. I am so glad to have you here, and thank you for listening. I am Joey. This is TOPCAT News, your totally 100% certified, authentic truth news. And we got a lot happening all around the world, so let's go ahead and get right to it. Francisco Jose Contreras, deputy to Spain's far-right Vox party, was locked out of his Twitter account for 12 hours last week after saying a man cannot get pregnant because they have no uterus or eggs. In response, Twitter later posted its own tweet saying, "Can too." This is not the first time Twitter has clashed with the Vox party, as they were suspended in January for 24 hours during their country's election after claiming high crime rates were tied to North African immigrants. I don't have a joke, that's just fucked up. A pro-Trump sign is causing quite a stir in Calvert County, Maryland, with some calling for it to be removed, not because of its message, rather because of the profanity used to convey that message. The large billboard shows cartoon drawings of both President Biden and Vice President Kamala seated in piles of feces. Underneath them it says, "Don't blame Trump, you're stuck with these two shitheads." Jeanette Flame, chairwoman of the Calvert County Democratic Central Committee, told the Calvert County Times, "It's revolting. It needs to be taken down. What if the kids see this on the way to school? There are a lot of impressionable boys, girls, transsexuals, homosexuals, non-binary, cisgender, pansexual, asexual students in our county who do not need to be exposed to this filth." In Snohomish County, Washington, a deputy was called to the scene of an accident after a self-driving Tesla wrecked itself into a utility pole. Once he arrived and parked his cruiser on the shoulder, the Tesla then drove itself away from the pole and crashed into the deputy's car. In what could only be described as the biggest no fucking shit quote ever, the officer said, "This is a great reminder that vehicles may have autopilot to assist, but it cannot be relied upon to get you safely from one destination to the next." Elon Musk did not comment on the accident, but later tweeted, "If the moon was made of cheese, we could eat it." The cartoonish ancient figure known as the Cerne Abbas giant is sculpted into the chalk hillsides above Cerne Abbas in Dorset, England. Basically, it's big, it's holding a club, and it's got a huge erect dong. Many theories have surrounded the giant's identity and origins, including ancient symbol of spirituality and likeness of the Greco-Roman hero Hercules. When asked about his strange fascination with the drawing, Dr. Oliver Bailey of Oxford University said, "In Ghostbusters 2, Egon had sex with the Jello and no one questioned his methods." North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un has reportedly executed a bizarre new rule for citizens in an attempt to keep them under control. Un is trying to stop the influence of Western civilization by banning all citizens from wearing skinny jeans and mullets, two fashions well known in the United States. The Associated Press believes that the outlawing of such American styles is due to the unequivocal fact that America can prove they invented them first. And that's going to do it for your news around the world.
Who gives a shit? Who gives a fuck? Who gives a shit? Who gives a fuck? Who gives a shit? Who gives a fuck?
All right, now it's time for your celebrity news. Demi Lovato, the well-known pop singer and pizza burn on the roof of the world's mouth, has announced that she will now be identified as the pronouns they and them, because why the fuck not? Her tweet received mixed reactions, with some people posting funny gifs and others criticizing her. Ryan Seacrest, responding via Twitter, said, "I don't understand why them want to be called that. They can go fuck themselves." HBO is releasing a long-awaited Friends reunion special on May 27th that will no doubt prove to be the whitest thing to happen since the invention of sour cream. Folks, if you're around 40 like me, Friends feels like it went off the air just a few years ago, when in fact it has been 14 years, and the male cast members look beat the fuck up. You want to feel old? Don't miss out on this. That's on HBO. Remember, HBO, your home for penis. And that's going to do it for our celebrity news. We're going to take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back.
What is he thinking about?
I'm thinking of you, girl.
Why doesn't he want to spend time with me?
I do.
Why don't you just talk to me?
Sometimes words just aren't enough. That's where we come in. At Flowers for Her, you can shut that bitch up with roses. Flowers for Her. Flowers for Her, proud sponsor of the National Organization for Women. Alright, you know that music can only mean one thing, and it is time for your Florida news. In Charlotte, Florida, a 34-year-old woman by the name of Jessica Good drunkenly crashed a friend's birthday party and later had sex with an unnamed 17-year-old. Good claims that she blacked out and doesn't remember anything. The unnamed minor was unavailable for comment on the scene as he was too busy high-fiving everyone at the party. 41-year-old Martin Skelly of St. Petersburg was arrested after showing up to Clearwater McDonald's with a drug-filled needle. After being transported to the county jail, police officers found a large bag of meth inside his belly button, adding an additional felony charge. A Florida high school offered refunds after parents discovered that the school had digitally altered dozens of female student photos to make them appear more modest, according to reports. Bartram Trail High School faced outrage when it came to light that the yearbook coordinator had edited approximately 80 student photos without their knowledge or permission. Yearbook coordinator Ann Irwin responded to parents by saying, "None of this would have been necessary had the children followed the codes of conduct set by the school. Bitches don't always have to be looking slutty." And that's your Florida news. All right, a little bit of business news for you. Well-known gun maker Smith & Wesson has announced a plan to bring up sales of their firearms by no longer referring to them as guns, but as cordless hole punchers. In June, LEGO will launch a brand new product, its first ever LGBTQ-themed set, named Everyone is Awesome. The 346-piece set contains 11 figures, each with an assigned rainbow color. The traditional rainbow colors of red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple will now be known as ooh, oh, ah, hee hee, and fabulous. And with that, we'll take a quick commercial break. Do you ever feel unhappy? Do you have days when you just can't find the energy to deal with life? Well, introducing Fuck It All, a new prescription medication from Pfizer. With Fuck It All, you can wake up feeling your best and ready to take on the world with just one simple pill a day. Fuck It All is meant for adults only, not to be taken with cheese. Side effects may include allergies, sneezing, coughing, hallucinations, bleeding from the eyes, rectal bleeding, vaginal coughing, rectal sneezing, intestinal shutdown, vomiting blood, and itching. It's a new day, and it's a new you. Fuck it all, because you deserve to have a fuck yeah kind of day. All right, we got a little bit of sports news for you, and then we're going to wrap things up. In a move to appease the 0.0000001% of America that is woke culture, 2 more NFL teams have decided to change their names. The Dallas Cowboys will now be known as the Dallas Non-Binary Cow People, while the Green Bay Packers will now go by the moniker Green Bay Easy Does It's. Pulitzer Prize-winning sports journalist LeBron James was caught this week violating the NBA's health and safety protocols when he attended an event that was backed by his own brand of tequila. Over the course of the season, many players were suspended for violating these rules, but Mr. James remains immune to the rules of the league. Charles Barkley tweeted on the subject, "Ain't no fucking way LeBron James is gonna be sat out." Thank you personally from me, Sir Charles, for being man enough to speak the truth. James played his first game of the playoffs against the Warriors, and his performance gave the Lakers the win. James notched a triple-double, scoring 22 points, including a game-winning three, and managed to not threaten any white people during the game. So that is going to do it for show number 2. I hope everybody had a good time. I sure did. Remember to, if you can, share this podcast. I'm not getting paid to do it. It's all for fun. Special thanks to Rachel Macy for her countless hours of research and helping me out. And also a special big thanks to Holly B for being my female voice on this week's first commercial. If you'd like to reach me, you can email me at any time at topcatnewsmail@yahoo.com. That's topcatnewsmail@yahoo.com. We will see you again in 1 week, if not sooner. Thanks here from Top Cat News.
All men and women created by the you know the thing.
Anyway.